is Christopher doing another video once again. We're going to be reacting to Share My Story because next week I'm going to be playing a game. Begins with the first word. It has 3 words. The first word sentence. Not sentence, I'm stupid. The first word is F. The second word's first word is N. And the last letter of the third word is S. If you guys know, don't look at that, don't look at that. Okay. So we're going to be playing that game. FNAF. So get ready for that. So in the last Share My Story video, this caught my eye, but I didn't have enough time. My evil uncle. I did not watch it because you could tell. Ads.
Ever felt so lonely that you wanted to give up on life?
Start all the way over.
Have you ever felt so lonely that you wanted to give up on life?
No.
I hope not. But you can probably imagine how I felt as a kid being raised by my uncle who acted like I didn't exist. It all started when my parents decided to leave the country. They wanted to start a new life, but unfortunately...
Why did they not bring you? That's messed up.
I wasn't part of their plan. They decided I should live with my uncle, but when they brought me to his home, he didn't want me. My parents and he started screaming at each other, and in the end, my dad had to give him a bunch of money in exchange for letting me live with him. Back then, I was only 8 years old, and I haven't seen my parents ever since. All I know is that their flight was going somewhere to Europe.
That is messed up. Like, jeez. Here's a private thing. I'm gonna tell this out because it happens to lots of people. When my papa and Nana got divorced, I was destroyed. It was so bad. Actually, I said to my papa I wanted to die. That was how bad it was. I legit said that. I wanted to die back then. No, I literally said that. I said, I'm not lying. I literally said I wanted to die. But I don't feel like that now. I'm over with it. But my Nana lives somewhere else far away from now, so I don't really see her at all anymore. The last time I saw her was last year, so it happens, but dang.
You can probably imagine that my parents had never loved me very much, but they were still hundreds of times better than my uncle. He was a cold and emotionless man. He barely even acknowledged my existence. The only time he talked to me was when he gave me orders like to clean the bathroom or wash his clothes. I was so desperate for love or some kind of connection that my stuffed animal Theo became my best friend. I talked to him for hours because I had no one else who loved or cared about me. My uncle also never signed me up for school, so I ended up spending a whole year not leaving my uncle's apartment and only eating the rest of his meals. At one point, I couldn't take it anymore. I needed someone to talk to and walked outside. I was only 9 and hadn't felt the sunlight on my skin in more than 12 months. I felt overwhelmed and scared by all the noises and sounds. At one point, a policeman approached me and asked if I needed help. I responded, "I'm okay," but he didn't believe me. Probably because I hadn't washed my hair or clothes in weeks. I must have looked like I'd been homeless for years. He asked me where my parents were, and that's when things got really messy. The authorities found out I was living with my uncle and that he hadn't taken appropriate care of me. That's why the policeman that had found me brought me into an orphanage. Before he left, he promised me that soon someone would come and adopt me, and then I would have real parents who would...
For some reason, I wish the cop... Never mind. I wish the cop will adopt the daughter, but maybe that won't happen. I think that won't happen. For some reason, it came in my head that I thought the cop was going to adopt the daughter, but now it's just
love and take care of me. But I waited for 2 months, and no one came to adopt me. Meanwhile, the other kids inside the orphanage called me the dirty or the weird girl. So again, I ended up feeling lonely, spending most of my time with my teddy bear, Theo. But then, after 3 months, the same policeman that had saved me from my uncle's home came back into the orphanage to look for me.
I know!
He wanted to know if I had found a new family, and he wasn't alone. He had brought his wife with him. It felt so good to see him again.
I didn't even watch this. How am I? Okay, now
And even though I was too shy to talk to him,
pretty
but I could feel that he cared about me.
I'm pretty sure.
When he said, "My wife and I have thought about this for a long time, and we wanted to ask you if you would like to become our daughter and be a part of our family."
I never seen that. I have proof. Go back in the video. Not this video, but my video, because you could tell the red line was only this short. So, I haven't seen this. I don't believe I got that right. That's actually pretty funny.
I wanted to scream, "Yes, yes!" But after years of neglect, I was too shy and couldn't bring out a word. In the end, he told me to think about it, and that he would come back the next week to ask me again. But while he and his wife were on their way out, I quickly drew a painting and ran after them. When I had stopped them, I showed them my drawing. It was me holding both their hands, and I had written Mom and Dad over them. It was the only way I could express myself.
Oh, that's sad.
I still remember how they both took me into their arms. It felt so warm and so good to be touched by another human being. It felt like years of pain were being healed inside my body. Afterward, my new parents went back into the orphanage to sign the papers to adopt me, and by the next day, I was living with them in their home. They didn't have a bed for me, so I had to sleep right between them. But of course I didn't mind, because for the first time I could remember I didn't feel lonely or abandoned. My adoptive parents give me endless amounts of love, and there's nothing more important for a kid than to be loved. I just wanted to say thank you to my dad and my mom. You have literally saved me, and therefore you will always be my heroes. Thank you so much.
Okay.
All families have...
That story, I'm gonna give it a real. I thought that was pretty good. I thought it was pretty funny how I jinxed it.
Secrets.
I don't believe
I discovered
I got
ours
that,
when I was 14. It was a letter from my mom to my dad. She wrote, "Living with you was hell, and I don't regret breaking up with you. But I do hope that you will fix your problems and come back someday." I was confused and asked my mom about it. She told me that before I was born, my dad was an alcoholic. That's why she left him. However, my dad went into therapy and sobered up. Afterwards, he begged my mom for forgiveness. She accepted, and then they had their first child, my sister Stacy. However, Dad struggled with being a father and started drinking again. Most of the time, he did it when Mom wasn't home so she wouldn't know. But one day, something tragic happened. When Stacy was 2, Dad was supposed to take care of her, but instead he drank a whole bottle of vodka and passed out. Meanwhile, my sister was playing with some toys when she swallowed one and started to choke. Luckily, my mom came home just in time and rescued her, but Stacy could have died. That's why Dad decided to go back to therapy, and this time he stopped drinking for good. Then I was born, and we were a regular family all my life. Dad would support me at my judo tournaments, and I knew I could talk to him about anything. But then one day my dad went to a wedding of his colleague. When he got back, he was covered in bruises. He admitted that he'd gotten so drunk that he fell over a balcony, and only by luck he didn't suffer.
Like, I know he was an alcoholic before, so that would get some expressions. Like, please swear to God, I won't divorce you. But like at parties, a lot of people get drunk, so it's kind of normal. But for the family, I think it's a bad sign because he was an alcoholic.
Any serious injuries. He promised it would never happen again, but soon he started going to bars every night. Mom was pissed, so they argued a lot. I think that's why my dad spent even less time at home. Finally, Mom decided to move out. She asked if I wanted to go with her or stay with Dad. Well, Stacy went with our mom, and I didn't want my dad to be alone, so I just stayed with him. However, he barely came home, and I felt very lonely. Sometimes my best friend Becky would come and keep me company.
Stories are
But one time she went to the bathroom, and I heard her scream. It turned out that my dad had passed out naked. Becky thought he was dead, but I knew that he had just drunk too much alcohol. Luckily, Becky didn't tell anyone.
Oh my God.
You can't get any coffee, huh?
No, I mean, I'm eating a right Twix instead of a left Twix, but come on.
Let's see what the problem is. That should do it.
Anyone at school what she had seen at my home. However, she never came back again. Please understand that my dad is not a bad person. I mean, he never got violent or anything like that. He just doesn't have control over himself. That's why I kept telling him to go to therapy again, but he wouldn't. Every once in a while he would say he was sorry for being such a terrible dad, but nothing changed. Every night I was scared something would happen to him, so I always stayed awake until he got home, even if it was 4 a.m. Then I'd run to the door and help him get to bed. If I didn't, he would fall and hurt himself. After 2 years, I couldn't take it anymore. I was tired and my grades were suffering with the stress of taking care of him. I said he would either have to sober up or I would go live with Mom. It broke my heart when he told me to go away and live with my mom. I really wanted him to get better, but in the end, I had to accept that I can't fix my dad. He needs to do that himself. But when he's ready to quit drinking, I'll be there for him.
Dang, bonus story. I give this story a real. I think it's real.
Last year, my classmate Clara asked me to come over to her place and help with some
I've
homework.
seen this one.
I was really excited because I normally wasn't invited anywhere. I'm more the shy and quiet type. Well, I went over to her place, but instead of...
I seen this one. It's on its own video. Share its story. Their new videos has their older videos. All of them. They have
doing
bonus
homework,
stories
we ended
now.
up
So it's
talking,
fun.
laughing, and kissing. We had perfect chemistry. And soon we were in an official relationship, with holding hands and stuff like that. I think both of us were quite happy, but there was one problem. Brandon.
Oh, you mess
He was a
yourself, Adrian.
douchebag and always
I'm
flirted with
sorry
Clara.
with the YouTuber jokes.
I didn't even care, but Clara always smiled at him and giggled at his stupid jokes. It really made me feel insecure. Everyone thought Brandon was amazing, especially the girls. But I knew he was just a douche who bullied weaker people and disturbed classes. One day, he came over to me and he said, "Be careful, I won't steal your girl. She likes me more than you anyway." And then laughed.
What
I
kind
wanted to
of
punch him in
face
his
is
face,
that?
but he was
What
stronger.
kind of face? I swear I'm not on
than me,
drugs.
so I didn't do anything. But after that, my insecurities grew out of control. I felt like Clara was out of my league and deserved someone better than me. I decided to break up, but before I could do anything, she sent me a text asking to come over. She said, "We need to talk." I got there and she immediately started crying, telling me she had met with Brandon behind my back and that they were in a relationship now. It felt like a punch in the gut.
But why are
Clara
you
had betrayed me with the...
WatchMobile.com.
one person I hated the most. I was so
Why
angry
is
I
she
wanted to
crying
scream,
though?
but I left without saying anything,
I think because she
feeling
liked
like a
him
complete
too.
loser. My next day in school was the worst. Everyone made fun of me, saying Brandon had stolen my girlfriend. To make things worse, he kissed her in front of the whole class,
Oh, that's
which made
messed
everyone
up.
laugh at me even more. But a few months later, the dream couple broke up. Brandon said he had slept with too many other girls, and Clara couldn't take it anymore.
Dang.
Even though it felt like Clara got what she deserved, I still felt bad for her. One, she texted me, "Hey, how are you?" And I desperately wanted to reply, but there was no way I could ever forgive her, so I just blocked her. It was tough, but I think I understand why
would you
girls love Brandon
answer?
so much.
Don't lie
He
to
might be
me.
a jerk to me, but with the girls he's confident and funny. I'm more the opposite, insecure and boring. But I'm trying to change that now. I'm doing stand-up comedy twice a week, and it really pushes me out of my comfort zone. Sometimes drunk people tell me I suck, but I just laugh it off and continue my set. I actually kind of enjoy being the center of attention, and I've even had a few girls interested in me. It might take a while, but I'm confident I'm gonna find someone who won't cheat on me.
Bonus story? Okay, I ate my... Oh. Guys, I give that a real... On to the next... Sorry, guys. If you like that video, subscribe and